Hey everybody, my name's Emily, and I just wanted to talk to you all about the Cengage Learning video that we watched about Tynesha. And first, I wanted to start off by talking about her interactional patterns that she is exhibiting with her family, her friends, her children, and most recently, the man that has come back into her life that is the father of her children. The interactional patterns that she's exhibiting are they're pretty stable as of late, and they are kind of destructive to her future and to the homeostasis that she has had in the past. So as a full-time working mother and full-time student, she has a lot on her plate. She has a lot of responsibilities, and she also has a lot of people in her life. Because of the reintroduction of the man into her life, she has let her studies slip. She no longer exhibits behaviors that she claims are normal to her, as in she was once on the dean's list for her college in nursing, and then now she has let her grades slip. She is not performing well at work like she used to because she is busy taking care of the needs of others. She is making sure her children and this man who is living with her are getting to the places that they need to get to, that they are making their appointments at the right time. And so because of that, her interactions with her family and most notably her friends have shifted a lot. As she mentioned, she does have friends, but unfortunately they have kind of subsided because they are tired of dealing with her and tired of helping her as she kind of submits to this man and has let his toxic influence back into her life, basically. So I think there's a lot of dependence, a lot of patterns of dependence, as well as power. Although he himself her boyfriend does not exhibit a great deal of responsibility, he does exhibit a great deal of power over her. And I think that's a big interactional pattern that is exhibited in their relationship. So, that he's dependent on her. He has more of the power. She's submitting to him. He's dominating over her. And that's what's being expressed to me through what she's saying, as well as with her friends. She's kind of let them fall to the wayside because she's been dealing with his needs as well as the needs of her children. And then lastly, because of tending to his needs and the needs of her children, she is letting her own needs slip by the wayside and not performing as well in school and in work because she is preoccupied with these interpersonal relationships in her life currently. So in addition to these interactional patterns going on in her life, I just want to take the time to respond directly to Tynesha about the iScope method that is described by Carl Tom. So first off, Tynesha, I want to thank you so much for coming and seeking help, for being vulnerable and honest about what is going on in your life. I know that's difficult when you have a great deal of responsibility and a lot on your plate, a lot of people counting on you. And I think, just looking at what is occurring in your life, the different people that are influencing you, as well as the behaviors that are occurring within these interpersonal relationships, can be a very helpful thing for you to do. And there is a method by a marriage and family therapist named Carl Tom, and he comes up with this instrument that therapists use, and it is known as the iScope. And this instrument specifically focuses on interpersonal patterns between two or more people that are reinforcing, they are stable, and they're complementary in that they typically involve behaviors and feelings and attitudes that are, that go together. So for when looking at your life and your current situation, we can see these patterns of of dominating and submitting and dismissing and defending. And so I think, looking at your family relationships with your children as well as with your boyfriend and the external systems that are currently in your life, including most notably your schooling, your peer groups at work as well as in school, and then just any other organizations that you're a part of, these greatly influence you. And so I believe that by studying these different types of interpersonal relationships and interpersonal patterns, we can get a better understanding of why your current problems are occurring, as well as how you can grow and progress through that. So in employing this method, we would identify these interpersonal patterns for you. We would identify the strongest emotions that you're currently going through, whether that's frustration, stress, guilt, whatever those may be for you. Those two complementary behaviors that I mentioned, including perhaps dominating or submitting, pursuing, withdrawing, any behavioral terms that you feel are being exhibited, whether by you or those in an interpersonal relationship with you. In addition to these things, interpersonal patterns that are described by Tom are typically pathologizing interpersonal patterns. So these are patterns that we think of that include problem behaviors, as well as there are other types of interpersonal patterns, including just lost my train of thought. Including healing interpersonal patterns, wellness interpersonal patterns, transforming, deteriorating, sociocultural, and then the pathologizing. So just by looking at these interpersonal patterns, we can gain a greater understanding of what's occurring in your life, the behaviors that are occurring, and these reoccurring patterns in order to change those and to get your life into the place where you want it, so you're no longer behaving in a way that you say is not like you, and we can get your grades back on track and all that good stuff. So again, I think this would be a great tool to use for you in counseling, and look forward to using it with you. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.